In online discussions, there's often the question posed of which Battlefield game is the best Battlefield game. You've got your old heads still touting the vintage wonders of Battlefield 2. Battlefield 1's immersion is endlessly celebrated, and the updated classic feel of Battlefields 3 and 4 are of course always mentioned. And usually there's one guy in the corner trying to make a case for hardline. But one entry into the series that does not get its flowers, in my opinion, is Battlefield 5. In my opinion. So I'm going to do that today with my opinion. To be perfectly clear, I'm not saying this was a perfect game, nor that it's the best Battlefield. It is most certainly not. But underneath the launch controversy and the dorky skins is probably the most polished Battlefield game of all time. Unfortunately, much of this hard work and big brain game design got lost behind a series of terrible PR decisions, for which the game is now remembered instead of for its innovation and great gameplay. There's plenty to complain about with this game, but we're not going to focus on that today. This video is about what Battlefield 5 perfected that 2042 completely forgot about. Let's start off with the squad system. DICE tinkers with the classes and their roles in every game, but Battlefield 5 is probably where they hit the mark with the most balanced squad system ever, in my opinion. There's very limited auto health regeneration, meaning that medics are very important. Support is the only class that can repair tanks in the field and can also build structures much faster than the average class. The 3D spotting system was removed for everyone but scouts. No longer could any rando place a death sentence Dorito over your head. Assault, replacing Engineer, are pretty true to their name, being important for blowing shit up while attacking an objective and harassing enemy armor. On top of these finely tuned classes, the squad leader actually has a purpose with the power to call in support that is genuinely useful. We've all seen a V2 rocket change the course of a game in the last minute. These reinforcements can only be called in with points earned by your squad playing well and following orders you've placed on certain objectives as the squad leader. Even with nobody on the mic, this system has helped me have many incredible, cohesive, and teamwork-oriented games with randoms. It is one of the most heinous things to not have copy-pasted directly into 2042. It is a slam dunk innovation that adds depth for serious players without creating inaccessibility for casual or newer players. The skeleton version that exists in 2042 is way less fun. Guns have noticeable recoil that is fun to try to manage and feels appropriately lethal. The wide range of engagement distances in the maps doesn't feel limiting, as you can still do good damage at range with close quarters weapons, and that limited access to healing we talked about means that any amount of damage potentially makes an impact on the opposing player. I can't remember how it was received at the time, but on reflection, the spotting system in BF5 is an incredible innovation that should have been improved on in the next game instead of whatever the fuck they did for Battlefield 2042.
Sectors that are enemy. Make sure you defend them.
It's like we reverted back to BF2's radio spam.
Forces, enemy, infantry, spotted. Enemy, spotted.
I like the subtle marker versus the 3D spotting of older games. It makes the scout class more important, but more impactfully, it reduces the penalty for being barely seen by an enemy. The stripped back approach is sleeker and allows stealth to be a more viable factor. Vehicles are probably the greatest, yet least applauded aspect of BF5. From an immersion perspective, physically clambering into, around, and out of vehicles is damn awesome. It's something I've been dreaming about Battlefield having for years. It adds so much to the experience when you hop out of a burning tank and actually having to climb out of it, or grab a ride in an armored car by opening up the doors as it pulls up next to you. Every time I play 2042, the lack of this makes me upset. I do miss actually riding the runway and taking off in planes though, which is only present on a few BF5 maps. But more importantly than the immersion, the vehicle gameplay is vastly improved. Tanks are tankier, slow, powerful, and difficult to take out. They sway the course of a firefight and require some coordination to defeat, but without being overpowered. A tank parked in a pivotal area can change the map, but only for a short period of time, as these vehicles have limited ammo reserves and have to trek back to vehicle repair stations in order to stock back up and fully repair beyond what a field repair can do. There's a real heaviness to the tanks that makes driving them feel awesome, and it is easily my favorite game to be a tanker in, requiring strategy and patience, but also the fun of being in a tank and blowing shit up. It is the perfect balance of casual and hardcore that Battlefield should be striving for. So yeah, while seeing 3 copies of that German trench coat guy or an entire squad of aviator and leather jacket quintuplets absolutely sucks in a Battlefield game and perhaps heralded the death of our beloved franchise, there was some awesome ideas and innovation present in Battlefield 5. Tremendous care was put into the player experience, and there was progress and experimentation without throwing the formula out the window. I truly hope the next iteration of the series includes a lot of these great ideas and continues to push the series forward instead of continuing to try turning Battlefield into something it is not. Thanks for watching.